Just the wall. Maybe they just put
That's
it up.
nice. I don't know why he put it up there. He ain't using it.
See, that's all we need, women, you know, in our lives. You see how you brought something that we didn't even.
Well,
wasn't
he
that
don't.
well.
He don't talk to you on Facebook. I was looking at your show.
Pull over, please. Pull over.
The first time I heard
Cool.
people talk was yesterday.
Brother,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Cause you previous before that you couldn't hear no voice,
Oh, yeah.
and I kept saying, "Where's the voice? Where's the voice?"
okay,
Me and another lady.
Oh, yeah.
okay. So, that's YouTube. Damn, it's going. It's live now. Talk.
Oh,
It's live.
okay, brother, you didn't count us off, Shaggy. You
One,
did the
2, 3.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Dashan Farad. Welcome to We the Veterans TV. Currently across the United States, we see an overwhelming number of veterans who are homeless. Many of them are raising accusations about mistreatment by the very government that they enlisted to defend. Today we have with us a very wonderful woman, a veterans advocate based right here in the Washington, D.C. area. We have with us a Miss Marilyn Tweety Wyche. She's going to be discussing with us veterans affairs, things related to veterans, of course. Yes, Marilyn, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Right, well, okay, thank you, brother. Anyway, as I was saying, first of all, tell us what you do regarding veterans and what organization you represent.
I represent Women's Veterans Resource Center, which is a faith-based community outreach program that was started by Michelle Obama back in 2010, and it was through the Methodist faith base.
Yes.
So the church that I work out of is Hughes Memorial Methodist Church.
So, what are some of the things you do? Because you being a veteran yourself, you are a former Army reservist. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. How long did you serve before we get into that? How long did you serve and
I
where?
served 13 years out in the U.S. Army Reserve here in stationed at Walter Reed. My job is a medic and an LPN, but no, it's not one job.
Did you ever do any tours of duties abroad?
No, I didn't go outside the country. I was assigned to Walter Reed during Operation Desert Storm back in 1991.
Okay, so back to the work you do. As I said in the beginning of the broadcast, there are across the country. There are an overwhelming number of homeless veterans. Many of them needing medical help, mental help. Talk to us about what you do regarding that.
First of all, I'm a benefit specialist. So I've been doing veterans claims since 1998. I have a 99.99 success rate, 99% success rate in changing lives, positive for veterans and their spouses. What I do, and as far as helping with the homeless veterans, I try to take them to the resources that I'm aware of, like Franklin Street, 1500 Franklin Street is where you go for if you're homeless veterans. Most of the men, they have pretty much taken care of. It's the ladies that are left out in the cold. They have places for male veterans. You get on the phone, okay, we got something for you. But a lady, there's no beds available in the D.C. area for female veterans. At least it wasn't last year. It was really short. And I went to a lot of events this year. I went to a couple of events dealing with homeless veterans, and there wasn't a lot for ladies, especially if you have children. I understand they have a place on 5th Street in Northwest. I haven't checked it out yet. But they're supposed to be servicing now, homeless women veterans. But the sad thing about the homeless thing is if you're married and you have your wife with you, she can't get no services. She can't even take a shower or get a meal because she's not the veteran. and that's here in D.C. on Franklin Street. They're not going to service her. And the only reason I know because I had a veteran, Vietnam veteran, that was homeless, him and his wife, and they were like, well, you can get a shower, but she can't. You can have food, she can't. I kind of find that to be a little unfair because they're together. And they told him he can go into a facility, but she can't. So he refused the services because he can't bring his wife. I mean, I don't blame him. We're a package deal. So, we're a package deal. So, and I had some deep down issues with that.
Now, oftentimes, we address, of course, homelessness, and what we want to know is how do you, now, if the United States is supposed to be, of course, it prides itself as being the #1 democracy or the home of democracy, why do you think that the United States government seems to be mistreating its former warriors, if you would, its former defenders?
That's a hard question. I don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't know the answer to why I think they're mistreating them. But
So are you involved in any, you mentioned the church that you were involved with. Are you involved in any fundraising efforts or any, clothing drives, anything of that nature to assist vets?
no, I'm not involved in no clothing drive. But what I do is I help veterans get their benefits. I'm a claimologist. There's a difference in the service officer and a claimologist. Claimologist, he or she's gonna go beyond their scope. They're gonna really try to assist the veterans in all areas.
Okay, so how is it that you help vets get their benefits? What steps do you take them through?
Well, with me, what I do is I talk to the veteran, I ask questions, I do claims. I talk to the veteran. A lot of times, I type up the claim because a lot of times the veteran don't know, really how to fill it out, and I'm supposed to know that. And I don't pick and choose what a veteran can and cannot file a claim. If you tell me you had this issue, I'm filing the claim. Let the VA fish that out.
Have you ever had to help anyone file a lawsuit for not getting their benefits? Have you ever had to?
Well, it's not a lawsuit for not getting your benefits. You just do what's called a notice of disagreement, or they call that it's a form of an appeal. So you don't get that far yet. You only have to do that. A lot of people go out and get lawyers, but if you have the right service officer, you don't need a lawyer. I didn't have a lawyer. I couldn't afford one. It took me 16 years to get my first penny, and I was doing everything that I'm asking other veterans. I had DAV representing me, so that didn't help me none at all. I got mad and took the class under DAV to become a service officer and figure out how to get my money. So when I got mine, I didn't leave no veteran behind.
Okay, now you said to become a service officer. Is there I take it there's a school, there's a class you have to take?
There's classes you go to become a service officer. Every year. But
you have to get certified every
year. You don't have to, but they want you to. Because I've been doing this for 20 years. I was under DAV, but DAV
and that's what DAV stands for?
Disabled American Veterans Organization here in the District of Columbia. And I'm no longer with them, but I'm still with the Women Veterans Resource Center. Me and DAV didn't see eye to eye. So, I mean, when I say eye to eye, I'm for the veteran. I support the veteran. A lot of times when you get a service officer, my problem I had through DAV, I could never talk to him again. I couldn't call him. I had millions of questions. they wouldn't even answer the simplest question is when the VA kept saying they needed more information. I didn't know what that was. But what they need, when they say they need more information, they need a current update history diagnosis or something that you're currently seeing a physician. That was the additional information, but took me 4 years to get that answer. So I didn't have no whole lot of support through the service, through Disabled American Veterans.
Okay, so now currently, you mentioned how poorly women are treated, women veterans are treated, of course, by the hospitals. Now, the work that you do with women veterans, you mentioned an organization that focuses on women veterans. What do you do, or what does that organization do to counter that, to make sure that women veterans are treated right?
It's not the organization, it's myself. The Women's Veterans Resource Center is just like that, a resource center. I'm just a benefit specialist for the program. I've been with them since 2010. So what I do is if I have a female veteran that has an issue, we will go together. And then, and I'll walk them through who they need to see. And, like I go to I get involved. I go to community, when they used to have town hall meetings,
Yes.
I go to the town hall meeting, I speak my piece. So basically, my nickname at the VA is the mayor, or the person that can get you to 100%.
Now 100% what?
It's 100% service-connected disability. It's the highest you can get. And once you get 100% permanent total, which is mainly for tax breaks, permanent total for tax breaks, so that you can, like if you live in a house, you don't pay no property taxes or very low. And if you have a vehicle, you don't pay registration fee. You pay the omissions and that's it. At least in the state of Maryland, DC, and Virginia, most of the states, you get the tax breaks.
Now, about how long does it take to get 100%?
Each case is case by case. And it depends on what you send in, and when you get, you can go from 0 to 100% right away. A lot of times you can go step by step, 100%, 30%, 40%, 50 till you get to 100. And one thing you want to remember is when you getting service connection, if you're getting 0%, you want to put your increase in within a year. If you wait past that year, the VA, strong possibility they can close your claim. Then you got to start over again. So if you get 0%, see, you don't get money for 0%, because a lot of veterans feel that when they get 0%, because they're not getting money, they assume they've been denied. When you have not been denied, you are service connected. That's the main number one goal, is to become service connected. You can work it from there. From 0%, you can work it from there.
Now, okay, so please help us clear this up now, to clarify. With 0%, what exactly do you get for 0%? You get zilch, I take it, or did you just say that you can still do things with 0% if you're...
0% is no money.
No money, of course, that's...
But 0% gives you services. Like 0% is service connected, so all of your treatment, any devices, any medications is free to you. And if you're 0%, and let's say you're working, so you got a job, and let's say your 0% is for your knees, and your knees are so bad it requires you to have a knee brace, and you do a clothing allotment, fill out a clothing allotment form, and VA will compensate you, I believe it's $700 something a year, just for wearing a knee brace, because the knee brace itself is a special one. You can't have no any knee brace. You got to have a customized one, usually with the straps and the wheels. And because it tears your clothes, damages your clothes, the VA will compensate you for it. That's what the clothing allotment. And and you usually fill your clothing allotment between June and January, usually the 2 years. But 0%, if you're out of work for 21 days or more because of that bad knee, doctor said, well, we're going to keep you out for 30 days. For every 21 days you're out, the VA will compensate you at 100%. It's a temporary 100% disability, meaning up to 1 year. But you have to file the temporary total disability claim for it. And I believe that's done on they're doing everything now on the 21-526EZ. Usually what anything involving claims. And you may can do it on a 21-4138, which is a statement to support a claim that you want the temporary total disability. Or whichever one you use, they'll give you the correct, they'll say, well, no, we need the correct form. So I just do everything on the 21-526EZ.
Okay, so what are your future plans now regarding Veterans Affairs? What do you plan on, what is the next step in regard to your service?
Oh, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. But let me pass this on to you all. Those of you all who have claims in, or looking to do a notice of disagreement, that means that you've been denied. So you want to do a notice of disagreement, or you want to put in an increase. And the form that we have to put this on is on a 21-526E. That is the original claim. And you have to put in the 2018 version because they updated it this past November, so you got to put it on that form. You almost need a college degree to fill that form out, really, because the stuff that they're asking on it is wow. But if you're putting in an increase, if you decide to do it to you or your service officer, what the service officer should do on that form, because it's a original claim. So if you know you're getting 0% for knees and you want to increase, you put increase where it's, as for the disability, you put increase and list everything you're being compensated under that. If it's something new, if it's new claim, then you put new claim and list asthma, diabetes, or whatever the new claim is. And do it like that. Chronic pain now, VA is compensating for chronic pain secondary to a service-connected disability. So if you got chronic pain from that knee, you getting that 0%, then you would put special monthly secondary to, you put chronic pain secondary to knee. Or you can put secondary claims and then you put service-connected knee. And if it's back, and you want to, if it's a list of things, you put each one down there. That way, when the claim go before the examiner, she'll know, he or she will see that it's specific. You're asking for an increase, you're putting a new claim in, and you're doing a secondary condition. Because if you don't, this is just to cover you, because if you don't, whoever look at it may view it as a new claim. So if you're already being compensated, service-connected, you don't want it to be possibly denied because it's going to be looked at as a brand-new claim. And I just do that to cover me. And then I was telling you, well, you got a question?
No, I'm listening. Go on, continue.
Okay. I don't know if you guys heard about this RAMP, R-A-M-P. And I don't have the correct words that they belong to, but it's Rapid something something. Modernization Program. But I forgot what the A stands. I forgot what the A, but I know it's Rapid A Modernization Program. That there goes in effect February 19th. So any increases in notice of disagreement done February 19th and after will automatically go into the ramp program. But those of you all have appeals in already, monitor your stuff. Monitor your claim process, because they may slip you over into that ramp program unbeknownst to you. So monitor your claim. Monitor that. Because if they do, you want to be able to say, no, my claim was in prior to this date. But you have to prove, you would have to have a claim, copy of your claim that you put in for the increase, notice of disagreement. Have a copy of that on hand with a date. Or the VA letter that said, well, we received your notice of disability or your increase. Cover you. Because everything now, you got to prove it. And they're saying they're making a decision in 125 days. Not going to happen in this lifetime. Not going to happen. There's nowhere in the world they can do all these claims and make these. They can do it. What they're doing is denying everybody. 99% of people I've talked to that went through it has been denied. And where they're saying it's 125 days, it's taking 3 or 4 months or 5 months, longer than they intend. So I don't know who came up with the bright idea of 125 days. But they had a town hall meeting, an update today on.
Where was it?
It was online.
Oh, it was online.
Yes.
Town hall meeting.
See, when they're doing online town hall, we can't ask no questions. They're asking the service organizations.
So it defeats the whole purpose of a town hall when you're supposed to be dialoguing, so that defeats the whole
So
purpose.
we don't, because if we were able to ask questions, someone could ask, do you have to do a brand new claim? Or, a brand new, do you have to, because right now, you have to close your current appeal and do a new one under the ramp. Usually when you have to close an appeal, any retroactive, because once you shut that one and do a new one, everything starts over again. So you're going to lose all that retroactive pay. If you had your claim in for 5 years, you're going to be mad. So that's why you want to monitor and make sure that they don't just shoot you in that program. But from the paperwork that I have, you get one time to do a notice of disagreement after they deny you. If that fails, then you got to come back and do the veterans know what the Form 9 is, the original appeals process. And that right now is a 7 to 8 year backlog. They're saying that they're going to have the legacy claims. I guess those are the older people that's already in appeal done by 2020. That's what came out of the town hall, the update today. But if you don't have to get in the ramp, stay away from it, because I haven't met no one yet. And then they had a hearing on CSpan 2, December the 12th. And one of the representatives asked VBA, out of 900 claims for the ramp program that came through, how come only 6 got approved? So you looking at 900 and I want to say 882 claims got denied. Only 6 went through. Really? So, but we're not allowed to ask questions on this ramp program. But I suggest y'all really read up on the ramp for yourself, like I had to do. Hopefully, I'll be doing a follow-up, and when I come back, I'm gonna have the form for the ramp and be able to put it on these folks' Facebook page so you can see. But if you go up on the va.gov, it'll pull up on that too and get the information off the ramp. Because right now, the ramp is not really conducive for us. And I think if you've been waiting 5 years for the VA to make a decision, and then you close your current claim down and go with the ramp, what you think will happen? And so, and I look at it, if I've been waiting 5 years and I get 100% after joining the ramp, That's what, 3,000 times 12 times 5 years? Please. Oh, Jesus.
So if anyone wanted to reach out to you, how would they access you online or social media? How would they?
You can go to Marilyn, Marilyn Tweety Bird, WYCHE Facebook, and I'm also doing a Veterans Resource Day, February 27th, at the VFW in Suitland, Maryland, from 10 a.m. to 3. We're going to have a lot of resources. I'm going to be there talking about claims, and I'm going to have copies of this ramp to put in people's hands so that you can read it yourself. And then you can see what I'm talking about better than me trying to explain it. And if anybody got any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm not on YouTube yet, but Facebook, yes. And a lot of people give a lot of bad information, a lot of information that may not seem true. So usually if I'm telling you about the ramp and you figure that I'm not being truthful, go and read it for yourself and you'll see what I'm talking about. And this is for anybody that's filing a VA benefits claim for the first time. If you're filing for the first time and you don't have your military medical records, you can do what's called an intent to file a claim. It's a 21-0966. That's the form title. And do that. Send it in certified mail so that you'll have it to attach, and make sure you have a copy, signed and date, and attach the certified receipt to that. Because a lot of times the VA say they didn't get it. And when you're going through these service organizations, get a copy of whatever they do. If they do an intent to file, you want a copy. If they do an actual claim itself, try to get a copy. I cannot stress this enough. Because sometimes with the service organization, it takes them a while to get your claim into the system. Or they may look at it and don't like what they see, and your claim may not go forward. So it's always good to have copies, not only for that reason, but you want to have a copy to be able to go back and read what you put a claim in for, because sometimes we can forget. And I put a claim in for everything. If you come and tell me you got PTSD, I got you. Because I'm going to put in PTSD, depression, anxiety, insomnia, which is now directly related to PTSD. So, and adjustment disorder, because all of us have problems adjusting to civilian life.
Oh, even if you have never seen combat, that's still an issue. Even if you've never seen combat, you have a...
You can have PTSD. I have PTSD. I had military sexual trauma.
Oh, because you have been assaulted.
In the service. But I got a depression first. And here's what a lot of veterans think. When they put in PTSD and they go back and they want to put in depression and add all this other stuff, it's not going to change your check, because all the mental disorders clumped in there together. So a lot of veterans think, I put in PTSD, I come back, put in depression and anxiety, it's going to make my check go up. No. Because what they combine that. They combine all your mental disorders as one. But it's just good to have it too. And then, and here, you must have a current diagnosis and be in current treatment. If you don't have them two things, you're automatically denied. Denied, because you don't have a diagnosis. And a lot of you all that staying home, oh, I don't feel like going to the emergency room. I don't want to wait. That's your loss. Or everything is documentation. You got to have a paper trail. And here's my thing. when you get money or get put in a claim, who know you in pain? You know, if you stay home and self-medicate, or use the medication the VA provide, and you don't never go to the emergency room, you don't never do no walk-in visits, the VA and the evidence show that your condition has improved. See what I'm saying? Man, and the VA look at it like this. If you in enough pain that send you to the emergency room or to your walk-in, then they know, they have a record. And then you want your condition to be chronic. But if you stay home and self-medicate and take the VA prescribe and you don't never go to walk-in, you just go to your appointments, your condition has improved in the eyes of VA. That's evidence. They don't know I have asthma. I got everything in my house to treat my asthma. I had everything. When I had an asthma attack, I went to the ER. Because I need you all to see that I need the VA to see that I had a problem, that I have asthma attacks. My asthma attacks are more under control now, but I lived there. So that's how you got to look at it. Nobody got to tell you to go to the doctors. Nobody got to tell you to go to the ER. If you hurting bad enough, oh, you're going to knock me down coming in the door. And that's how the VA look at it. And the first sign that your condition is improving is when you start going to the doctors every 3 months. Then you're going every 4 months. Now you're going every 6. When you get to every 6, you no longer have a chronic condition. And you got to keep this up for 20 years. Everybody talking about that 10 year. 10 year, they can't take your money. Ha! Got jokes for you. They'll come back on the 19th year and reevaluate you. And I've seen it happen. Veterans have come to me because they have gotten dropped from 100% to 10%. See what I'm saying? You have to keep your condition chronic for that long. My 20 years will be up in August. But I think I won't still be in treatment past August. But I'm just saying. And we don't teach, a lot of us that do this, we don't teach this. And if you file a claim and you get a decision and they say, oh, well, we denied you, do not rip that paper up once you see the word denied. Read why you were denied. Read that. Know why you've been denied. Because if you don't fix that, you'll still be denied 10 years from now. I've been denied for 15 years because you have not fixed the original denial decision. And it could be something simple as, we didn't see it in your military records, because that's the famous one. But if you can produce it out of your military medical records, you send that in with the paperwork that says, well, we didn't find any evidence, or in order to be compensated for a disease or injury, it must have occurred in your military records. You send that and the evidence that you found. And if you got a current diagnosis, send that too. That way, when the examiner look at your claim, they ain't got to cut the computer on. See what I'm saying? They may cut it on to see your history if you've been going to the doctors enough. And I always tell people with good government jobs, well, I got to pay a deductible. Okay, the VA going to give you a deductible back. Washington Hospital Center ain't giving it back. VA does not have access to your outside medical records, so it's your responsibility to get your outside records into your VA medical records at least every couple of months.
Oh, every few months, every couple of months, you're saying?
Because they need to see that you're still in treatment. They need to see that you still have a problem. But if you go to Kaiser, they can't get the information from Kaiser because they don't have access to your records. That's why I always tell people, go to the VA. When you go to VA, it goes right into your claim. You can still go to Kaiser, but when you got a claim in, you want to go to VA, so it go, documentation is the key. Documentation is the key. So when they go and check you, and they reevaluate our claims unbeknown to us. We don't even know it, they evaluated our claim. And I've seen people get dropped because they've been denied. The VA has, and how they find time for this, I don't know, but it will come for you.
Well, Ms. White, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us. What you provided was a wealth of knowledge, and I'm quite sure a bunch of folks that are tuned in definitely appreciate it as well.
But I'll be back.
I'm looking forward to it.
You know, I'll be back. I want to try to make this a regular thing because I want to talk to you all about death benefits. I want to talk to you. VA has a life insurance. Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Like, say for example, you're 0% to 100 for your knee, and the VA has a service-connected disability life insurance where they waive $10,000 if you have a service-connected disability, but you have to do it within 2 years of every new claim. So if they award you 0 to 100, within 2 years of that decision, you do that insurance. So, and that's $10,000 free, and you can borrow from it after a year. You can borrow from it. So those are things. I mean, it's a lot of knowledge on. It's a whole lot of information that's not being put out to us. So, and I love doing claims. I do, because I feel good when we win, and I know my struggle, that I didn't have nobody help me. I couldn't afford a lawyer. You know, I couldn't afford one of those. And, and the goal is not give up. Do not give up. And that's the goal. Do not give up. It took me 16 years.
Well, Ms. White, once again, we thank you very much for joining us. I'm Dashawn Farad, and you all have been watching We the Veterans TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you next time.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to stop this. One second. I'm going to have to stop this right now. Hold on. One second, still on here. Okay. Yeah, you just press stop.
Finish.
One second. Right, oh yeah, finish. You gotta press, do Shaheed.
Is he ready to post?
I guess, hold 1 second. Shaheed. I'm trying to get this thing right.
Next time I'm gonna
turn. Oh, careful now, you're still on air. You're still on air. Wow, hold on 1 second. Beloved, you can leave that. I gotta go find Shaheed. You can put that back there, Queen Bee. Brother Shaheed. Shaheed.
Amen.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because he acts so funny. I would have hit post and called it a day.
No, I'm posting it now, beloved.
Well, if you don't, you're going to lose it. That I do know.
I posted this now, and I gotta go over here.
You post that one?
Yes, ma'am. You got posted just
Because I
now.
want to see the comments.
Oh, yes, ma'am. No
Yeah,
one,
all kinds.
only 12 views on that one, but there's none over here. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, this is YouTube.